Welcome to My RC Life, where we do all things RC and a little bit of everything in between. What's going on, everybody? Traxxas Mike from My RC Life coming at you today. The last time I had the Raminator on here, I was going over some of the new steering pieces I was having machined for the front end, and we found out that the axle tubes were machined crooked on this truck. I put the video out showing off the new steering blocks I had made for the front end, and Primal RC reached out to me. They said it was a very rare thing that happened on a few of the version 2 trucks. They were aware of it. We chit-chatted back and forth a little bit, and they were nice enough to go ahead and send me a set of axle tubes. And these ones are supposed to be drilled correctly, so they won't be off-center. And another thing I mentioned on the video was how these shock adjusters right here would touch on the side of the frame, because these mounts should be a little bit longer. Not only did they make it right by sending me the axle tubes, they sent me 2 pairs of the version 3 shock mounts. And that's going to take care of that rubbing problem. They're a little bit wider, so that's going to take care of that. And while I'm at it, I have a couple more things I want to go ahead and put on. I got some new steering arms, and I've upgraded to the aluminum body post deals, because mine are, as you can see, this one's broke. I think this one's good. This one, the tab's good, but it's broke here. And then I think that's all. I think all the other ones are broke. So yeah, I need to get those replaced too. And then I gotta change a bearing up here in this guy, and then change this axle tube as well. And I also have a 24-ounce bottle of the 100 CST shock oil, because I filled these 2 front shocks up with whatever oil I had, the thinnest oil I had at the time, and it's way too thick of oil to be in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap out the oil in those front 2 shocks as well. So let's get after it. Alright, I'm starting by taking off the tires. I'm going to start disassembling the front end here. Take off that little skid plate deal. And then start unbolting the steering mechanism. I start pulling off the side that is crooked here. Few bolts here and there, and then you slide your axle out, and you got a few bolts holding the C-hub on. You take them off, and there's a few more bolts holding another piece on there, and I'm almost have the whole axle tube off. I remove the shock, a couple more little mounting bolts for the shock mount. It's amazing how many bolts really hold it on. And there comes the axle tube off. I'm making sure that it don't matter which ones I put on, which side, and it does matter, so make sure you get the right one on. And then I'm just doing everything in reverse. Putting that axle tube back on. I'm gonna put the C-hub and everything back on. Some of those steering pieces. Those are my new pieces that my brother-in-law made for me there on the top of the axle. Hopefully I won't be breaking those bolts anymore. I haven't so far. Put the link bar back in. Steering linkage. In order to take my original Johnny Crash kit and make it fit my Hobbywing Max 4 motor, I had this sent to my uncle's CNC shop, Leroy Tool and Die. We threw it up on the Haas mill, did a circle mill program, opened this up to 70 millimeters, I do believe it was, and I didn't deburr it there, so I'm going to deburr the edges a little bit. It's just a little bit, it's a slight burr there. So I'm going to just lightly deburr this with my little Dremel. Put a little flappy disc in here to smooth her out. All right, that's done. Now, in his ones that he's making, that's supposed to be for the Max 4, I do believe he made this thicker, because as you can see on this one, I ran into the bolt hole a little bit. But all it is just cinching onto the back side of the motor. It's not like it's got to be anything super tough. It's just holding the motor so it ain't gonna bend up and down. You know, if you could land really hard on a jump, it's just going to support the motor. You don't even really have to tighten this up if you don't want to, just as long as it had some type of support. But yeah, I just ran into it a little bit, no big deal. It's still going to hold just fine. So now we're just going to slide this. Right over here. There we go. Fits beautiful. All right. Put on this bad boy here. All right. Okay. Slide this bad boy in there. Okay. I had to rotate the rear tires to get that shaft to line up inside the chain case. Spin the motor so these motor mount bolts line up. Okay, now I gotta mount up this engine brace thingy here. And then we got this one little bolt right here that kind of cinches down on the motor. Alright, you don't gotta be super tight, just snug down there just a bit. And there we go, now we got that support in. Alright, now we got these broken pieces. Like I said, I wanted to get these off in here. That one's broken to pieces. And these back ones are the KA09129s. They do not come with new hardware, so you got to use your old ones. The as you can see, it's off-centered there. This has got to go up, not down. All right, don't tighten that up yet. The bottom one's got a bolt on it. This one screws into the shaft. That's up here on my battery tray. All right, that's in there. These ones with socket and cap screws. These ones are part number KA09128. And looks like the body mount on these ones are in the center. So it don't matter if it goes like this or like this. Okay, we got that in. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and take the shocks off. I'm going to go ahead and get them cleaned up and put new oil in them because I had some really stiff oil put in them. Then I'm going to take off that old version 1 mounting hardware and put the new version 3. I should say version 2 hardware I took off and put the new version 3 hardware on. Do the same thing on the back here. On the other side, on the back I should say. Got that one all cleaned up and new oil in it. And I'm going to take off the version 2 hardware. Put the version 3 back on. That way the shock adjusters do not rub on the chassis anymore. Beautiful. So those rear tires back on. Looking good. Now I'm putting the new aluminum body mounts on the inside of the exo cage here. Perfect. If you're looking to clean up your cars, this stuff works really good. It's a InstaShine. Makes plastic look new again. No wipe, long-lasting formula. You're just supposed to spray it on. Of course, you clean your body up first, and then you spray this on. I do wipe it. I put it on kind of heavy, and then I do wipe it off. But it really brings the shine around to your body, that's for sure. Now, if you zoom right in on like some of these plastic bits, you see like they're kind of light black. You put this on, it really brings the old gloss back into them. And like it says, you're not supposed to have to wipe them. But I do wipe it. But yeah, you can just let it sit, I guess. And it smells really good. And definitely makes the old body really smooth. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And this stuff even works really good on your tires. I sprayed a little bit on the outside here, but watch when I spray on the top here. And you just leave it. So when you're cleaning her up and throwing her on the shelf, just spray her down with this stuff. kind of almost like a coat of wax, I guess. All right, so our new parts came in the mail. This is the stainless steel upgrade of our servo saver part here. And what happened is this bearing went in here, went bad, and it made a little crack right there. So I put the bearing in, and when I tried to thread I put the new bearing in, and when I tried to thread the nut on, it pushed in on that crack, and then it just tore up these threads. So I had to order a new one of those anyways. You just slide this out, and you got your new one. And this one's stainless steel instead of aluminum. And just slides in like so. I think it's just a couple bucks more. I mean, you had to buy this one anyways. I think this one was 14 bucks or $14.99. I think this one was $19.99. And it comes with a new nut and a washer. And then I noticed I had that adjustment backed out all the way, and it was even still kind of tight. So now they offer a lighter duty spring. So I grabbed that as well. That bearing. One goes in the back there. And this slides back on the shaft. Now they do offer a new shaft too, a stainless steel shaft rather than using the metal one. But mine was still fine, so I didn't worry about getting another one. One thing I don't like about Primal, if you want just two of these bearings, they don't offer it. You have to buy a whole $80 bearing kit. But guess what? You can just measure out the size of the bearing and jump right on the internet, and you can buy a thing of 10 of them for like a couple bucks. So that's what I did. Or maybe you could call them and they might ship you out just that specific bearing, but I didn't even bother with it. The ones that come in the truck are just rubber shielded like this. And you can order a metal shielded one. So that's what I did. I didn't need a whole bearing kit for the truck, you know, so I just ordered up a pack of those bearings for a few bucks, and there we go. Okay, so I had the back one slid in, I put the front one in there. This part slides on over the top here, just like that. Put our light duty spring on. Then this rubber deal goes inside of there. Your O-ring goes inside of your nut, just like that. Get her started straight. Oh yeah, that spring is much lighter duty. I can even make it spring off. It was just using my hand now when it's backed all the way out, which I like. I'm gonna go ahead and just screw this in a little ways, not too far. Okay, we powered up the servos to make sure they were tight there, or on center, I guess. Put your little deal in there. The spacer goes in the back. Okay. I was trying to get this truck all whipped together, so I had it to demonstrate for the kids during a small event we had at the local elementary. So here is what I was trying to get it finished for. that's exactly what I was thinking. See if I can slide her around a bit. Well, don't seem to leave black marks. There will be a link to this full video in the description if you would like to see this full video of all the demonstration with the planes and the drones and stuff that we did for the kids. Just check the demonstration and I'll take you over to that video. Thanks. Thanks for watching another episode of My RC Life. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.